What's up, my fellow comic book enthusiast fans? This is the World of Marvel Episode 4, and today we're diving into the world of not only just the MCU, but all the Marvel movies, including the XMen movies that I've gathered over the years. Let's dive in. Let me think. So as you can see, I am a really big Spider-Man fan. I got the Spider-Man costume, I got all kinds of Spider-Man comic books hanging on my wall. He's always been my favorite. I've always loved him. He was the favorite thing that Stan Lee ever did, in my opinion. And I have all the Spider-Man movies, including the Tom Holland one. I'll review that one in a second because it's part of the MCU. But I got the first three Spider-Man. That's Tobey Maguire. Got Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2. And you got Spider-Man 3, which is probably my least favorite, but they had a really good Sandman. My favorite one was Spider-Man 2, and my second favorite was Spider-Man, but honestly, I sometimes can make fun of Tobey Maguire and stuff. I kind of thought he was a little over-emotional and stuff at times, but then again, I did grow up with him, and I enjoyed the film, so I tell you, if you're a Spider-Man fan, you haven't checked these out yet, you should watch them. To me, I enjoyed these Spider-Man movies. This is Andrew Garfield. And while the second one kind of didn't do as good as the first one, because I like the first one better than the second one, I was a little sad that Andrew Garfield didn't get to stick around, but his movies are enjoyable, but I will say that the first one is way better than the second one. The second comic book enthusiast. Next we got the Fantastic Four, and let me tell you, all three of these Fantastic movies are okay. This is the first Fantastic Four I ever saw in 2005, 2004. It wasn't too bad. In fact, Chris Evans, the guy who's Captain America, was also the Human Torch. That's kind of cool. I mean, it was okay. It wasn't the worst. I felt like the first one was probably actually the best out of all three. I don't hate it. I thought the Doctor Doom was pretty decent in it. However, for the sequel, I was kind of let down. It's the Rise of the Silver Surfer, and you'd think that'd be really badass with the Silver Surfer, but unfortunately, it's just kind of a letdown, and it's like Sue and Mr. Fantastic are getting married, but it's not like the comics, really, honestly, and Galactus is a big letdown, and I don't want to reveal too much else, but I would definitely watch the first one, then watch the second one, obviously, because it's the Fantastic Four, which I kind of have mixed feelings about this movie. I like it, but at the same time, I feel like it kind of had the same problem as Amazing Spider-Man 2. It just had a lot of stuff in it, and none of it really went in a real direction, in my opinion. But I still enjoyed watching it. I mean, you should definitely check it out if you're a Fantastic Four fan. But still, I mean, like I said, not my favorite. My favorite is the first one they actually made. But hey, I mean, they're all Fantastic Four, and you know the Fantastic Four. They're fantastic! Iron Man. Don't we just love Iron Man? Isn't he just the best? My pal Iron Man, who I apparently look up to. Now, I gotta say, the Iron Man movies were a lot of fun to watch. They're awesome. I've always believed that Robert Downey Jr. is a real life Tony Stark. But I also gotta say at the same time, as I'm pretty sure most of you know, with the SpiderMan Homecoming movie and everything, spoiler alert, I guess, if you haven't seen any of those movies, but all I'm trying to say is that in the movies, Peter's looking up to Iron Man, and Iron Man's like his hero. In fact, Marvel confirmed that in Iron Man 2, the kid he saved that had the Iron Man mask on was Tom Holland's Spider-Man, and so he's looked up to him ever since, and blah blah, and I don't really care for that, because in the comics and the original source material, it was that he looked up to his Uncle Ben, but we'll get to that later. That's kind of me just rambling, but honestly, I will say I love the Iron Man movies. Maybe my least favorite being 3, but it wasn't horrible. There were actually a lot of moments I liked in it. Iron Man's the best one, though, the first one. The second one's really good, too, but I think the first one's the best. So that's pretty much my opinion on the Iron Man movies. Alright, now we got Thor, the Thunder God. Unfortunately, I don't have Thor Ragnarok. I do plan on adding it to the collection just as soon as possible. However, I have seen Thor Ragnarok, and I do recommend it for any kind of Marvel or Thor fan. It was excellent, just like these two movies are. It's actually one of my favorite Marvel trilogies, and I've enjoyed Thor very much. I love Thor, and I love Thor the Dark World. Loki's an amazing villain. They have a good villain in this one too, and it all connects and everything, and I love it, and it's a lot of fun to watch. Definitely check it out.
Whoops, I dropped the camera. Cut.
Okay, so next is the Captain America movies. Once again, I actually do have Winter Soldier, but we moved recently. I don't know where it is at the moment, but once again, I am recommending it. It's a very good movie, just like Captain America Civil War is. It's great. It has a bunch of superheroes in it. My main man Spidey's in it. But I gotta tell you, not even this movie beats this movie. The first Captain America was the best Captain America that ever existed. I love Civil War and I love Winter Soldier, but this really does represent Captain America as I know him. He's awesome, it's great. If you like Captain America, World War II history, all that stuff, it's really awesome. I recommend watching it. It's a great movie, just like all the other Captain America movies, but this one stands on top. If you really want to watch a patriotic soldier do his duty and beyond, check out Captain America, and of course, the other sequels. So next we got kind of a variety here. We got Ghost Rider and Ghost Rider 2 Spirits of Vengeance, and then we also have all 4 of the Blade movies. Now, I love the Blade movies, with the exception maybe of 3. It was kind of a letdown, but Blade's a lot of fun actually. Wesley Snipes is a great Blade. I always enjoyed watching his movies, even the 3rd one kind of, but it's just ants, man. Triple H is in it, Dog Vampire in it, it's just kind of all over the place. But the first 2 were really good. I love Blade, but I will admit in the 3rd Blade, there is Dracula. And the cool thing about Dracula in that one is that he's, I don't know if anyone's ever seen Legends of Tomorrow, that DC show that they're doing on the CW, but the guy who plays Heatwave, he was Dracula. I never remember his name, but he's a great actor. He does really good in it, actually. It's probably the thing that makes me watch the 3rd one so much. So I'm a big fan of his acting, and so like I said, I recommend all 3 of the Blade movies. However, there's a 4th Blade movie. It doesn't have Wesley Snipes in it. Meh, it's okay, but it's no Wesley Snipes. But you should definitely get on in, get you a good old steak seat, and watch you some Blade. And of course, we got the Ghost Rider movies with Nicolas Cage. Don't watch these, they're terrible. Alright, next we have some older Marvel movies. Like I said, I don't just have MCU movies. I have Elektra. There's Daredevil with, I know his name, Ben Affleck. See, I told you, I knew it. And then we got the 2 Hulk movies with the terrible one and then the actually pretty good one. So, first we'll start off with Elektra. Pretty good. It's a spin-off of Daredevil. I don't think it has the same actress that played in this movie that was Elektra, but it's not too bad, actually. I mean, for what it was pretty decent. If you're a Daredevil fan, Elektra fan, I'd say check it out. It was pretty fun to watch. Daredevil's kind of the same. I don't really hate it. I don't really care for it either, but it's not awful. If you definitely want to see a good Daredevil, check out Netflix's series Daredevil, which unfortunately has been canceled, but they do have the first 3 seasons on there. I recommend checking it out. It's unfortunate that it got canceled, but I heard that they're going to be using the character still and the actor, so there's some good news. But this isn't too bad of a movie. If you're feeling like a 2000 superhero movie, definitely check this out. Next are the Hulk movies. We got the shitty Hulk movie, we got the really good Hulk movie. This Hulk movie is awful. Don't watch it, it's terrible. There you go. That's just one little piece of information for you. Now, this Hulk movie is actually pretty good. It doesn't have this Hulk in the Avengers movies, which we'll talk about next, but it is... Next we have the most iconic superhero team in the Marvel setup, with, and there's many others, the XMen, the Fantastic Four, obviously there's a lot of teams, Alpha Fight and all that, but the Avengers, the big MCU crossover that we all were waiting for, and honestly, these are all really good movies. I love them all. I would say my favorite one's the 3rd one. Infinity War was a lot of fun to watch. It had my main boy Spidey in it, so, I was all over that one. The second one's really good too, Age of Ultron, that was a lot of fun. And the first one's really good. I definitely recommend checking these out. Like I said, the Hulk one I just reviewed, that actor that was in the second Hulk they did isn't in it, but this Hulk is really good too. The guy who plays David Banner does a really good job. So definitely check these out. If you're an Avengers fan, you'll definitely want to ride on in to watch these films. So next up, like I said, my homeboy SpiderMan Homecoming. Like I said, I didn't feature this with the other Spider-Mans that I was showing, but the reason why I did is because this is part of the MCU. Honestly, it's a really good movie. I think Spider-Man could be represented a little bit better. Don't hate it though. It's a good movie. It's a lot of fun to watch. I'm really excited about Spider-Man Far From Home. I just want him to be the Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Like, I hate that he looks up to Iron Man. He should already look up to Uncle Ben. He should be doing it for Uncle Ben, and because Uncle Ben, and because, with great power comes great responsibility. And I know people get tired of seeing that, but it's like, how can you have a good character without a good story? And how can you have a good story without a good background? And I just don't get it. I want to pull my hair out. But it's a very good movie. I love it. And honestly, I think one day Tom Holland will succeed in becoming one of the best Spider-Man of all time. So I am going to give him some slack. This is a really good movie. I mean, Rotten Tomatoes loved it. So that tells you something right there. Great movie. Check it out. I love it. I love it to death. But let's just do a little better with Spidey. Alright, moving on. I know we're kind of running out of time here, so I'm going to try to go a little bit quicker. We got Doctor Strange. Very good movie. He's in Avengers 3 Infinity War. If you love magic, if you love the mystic arts, definitely check this out. I don't really know a lot about Doctor Strange, but the movie's got me interested in maybe checking out the comics sometimes. So definitely check it out. Black Panther, another really good movie. He's also in Avengers Infinity War. This is a very good movie. You should check it out sometime. If you like Black Panther and if you like, African culture and really cool stuff, check it out. It's a lot of fun. I love it. We got Guardians of the Galaxy. Unfortunately, I do not have Guardians of the Galaxy 2, but I do recommend it. It's a very good movie, just like the first one. This is great. Chris Pratt, Dave Bautista actually found something really good to do for once, and I love it, and it's great, and you should check it out. It's a lot of fun, a lot of 80s, parody stuff. It's just funny. It's good. It's a lot of fun to watch. The Ant-Man movies, I recommend them too. Paul Rudd is an excellent actor. He's funny. The actress who does the Wasp is really good. It's a really good movie. The first one is great, and the second one is just about as good. I love it. I love everything about it. Check it out, and you'll an Ant-Man of a time. And finally, not the last, certainly not the least, we got the X-Men films. These are the first 3 X-Men films they did. X-Men, X-Men 2, X-Men United, and X-Men 3, The Last Stand. The first X-Men film was actually pretty decent. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun to watch. I watched it as a kid, so I enjoyed it. I've always enjoyed Patrick Stewart. He's one of my favorite actors. But all of them do really good, actually. So the first X-Men is actually really good. I like it. It's got a lot of action. It's funny. You should definitely check it out. X-Men 2, in my opinion, is a lot better, though. It's got a lot more mutants. It's kind of sort of dealing with the Registration Act from Marvel Civil War comic book issues, but it's a different spin on it, instead of like registering, it's like with mutants and stuff, but it's interesting. There's a lot of cool visuals in it, and I loved it. I enjoyed it a lot. And then we have, certainly not the last, certainly not the least, X-Men 3, The Final Stand. I love the movie's pretty good. It's not too bad. Like I said, I love Beast and a bunch of mutants fight. It's really good, so I enjoy it. You should definitely check it out. Okay, so next we have the Wolverine movies. Except for Logan, I didn't really consider buying it because Logan was complete trash, just like these films. And then next we have the next 3 X-Men movies installment of Fox. We got X-Men First Class, we got X-Men Days of Future Past, and we got X-Men Apocalypse. I do recommend all 3 of these movies. I enjoy them a lot. To me, I think they follow the comics a little bit better. They're not always focused on Wolverine, which I actually did enjoy. And then, if you are a Wolverine fan, though, in Days of Future Past, they actually bring back old members, like old actors of the X-Men, and bring them back, and they have that team, and then they have the team from First Class. It's actually really good, and this centers around Logan, but I think it does it in the right way. I enjoyed it a lot. This was a very good film. You should definitely check it out. Also, there's the Rogue cut you can get, and the Rogue cut actually, they cut in scenes with Rogue. So Rogue's actually in the movie. Like, they even do a whole new scene where Magneto has to go save her. It's pretty cool. You should definitely check it out. And then there's Apocalypse. I love Apocalypse. This was one of my favorites. I'm looking forward to the Dark Phoenix movie. I know people have kind of trashed it. I'm hoping that it's not true, though. I'm hoping it's a really good movie, because I really did enjoy Apocalypse. I have enjoyed this franchise for a long time, and I know Fox is about to be done with it, so I definitely enjoyed them. Just in my opinion, I think they're really good movies. If you're an X-Men fan, definitely Mutant, check these out. And finally, the last mutant on this list, the Merc with the Mouth. Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds. We got Deadpool, and we got Deadpool 2, the super duper cut. Let me tell you, both these films are fantastic. Both of them are great. The first one's funny, it's awesome, it's the best one they did. It's got great jokes, you have members of the XMen, it's great, I love it, it's funny, it's awesome. And then there's the second one, and I'm not saying the second one is better than the first one, but I think it's just as good. I think it's funny, they've got a lot of mutants in this one, and that's the only thing that kind of makes me like this one just a tad bit better, but to be honest, they're both really good. You should definitely check them out. I don't want to spoil them for anybody, but it's a lot of fun. Definitely watch these films. Well, my friendly comic book enthusiast friends, this is all we have time for today, but I tell you what, you're gonna want to tune in next week to check out my action figure collection. And it's not just Marvel, I got DC, Star Wars. You're in for the mind blow of your life, my friends. This is your friendly neighborhood comic book enthusiast telling you, I'll catch you later.